The Warriors this season have emerged as one of the best teams in basketball. After a couple years of not making the playoffs, they are finally back, and a lot of people think that they are going to be one of the best teams in the league to possibly win the NBA Finals. Now, truth be told, I'm just gonna be honest, their team honestly scares me, especially with what's been going on lately, because if I were to tell you that Steph Curry coming off the bench was a thing, you would probably think I'm lying. And to be honest, it doesn't make sense to me, but kinda does. The Warriors now have arguably the scariest big three in the league with Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson, or you could even add Draymond Green to the mix. The Splash Bros have now become the Splash Cousins, which is kind of a funny name when you think about it. Now in the first round, the Warriors are playing the Denver Nuggets, which is a team that I really didn't see coming out the first round, especially for the fact that they just haven't been that good this season, so it's really gonna be hard for me to say, oh, they could beat the Warriors. What's crazy is the fact that people actually had the Nuggets beating the Warriors in the first round. I said that the Warriors were gonna win. I did have them losing a couple games, but with the way things are looking, it could be a sweep. In this video, I want to break down to see if the Golden State Warriors are actually the scariest team in basketball, or if we're just overreacting a little bit and we're just maybe taking this too far. Like I said, it's only the first round and they're not playing that good of a team, so who knows, maybe they're just playing good because they're playing a really bad team. Of course, before I get into the video, if you guys leave a like on this and subscribe to the channel if you're new, notifications on. I'm trying to 100,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. And with all that being said, let's get into the video. Now, this whole video isn't necessarily about the last game, this is just about the team and I guess the series so far as a whole, but I would like to mention that they scored 70 points in 19 minutes. There's a point in the game where the Warriors were down by 10, however, it would be around 19 minutes later where the Warriors would be up by nearly 20 to end off the third quarter. Now, I want to bring up the Warriors starting lineup they've been going with for the past couple games because this is a very interesting concept I don't think we've seen in a while. The lineup goes Jordan Poole at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, followed by Wiggins and Green at the 3 and 4 with Kevon Looney playing the 5. Yes, you heard that correctly. Steph Curry is not in the starting lineup. If I were to tell you in the future that Steph Curry would not be in the starting lineup in a playoff game and he wasn't injured, you would probably think I'm lying. The reason this even got started was because Steph Curry was dealing with injury and he just came back for game 1, so they're like, we don't want to risk anything too crazy. We're gonna have Jordan Poole, who's been on fire for the whole season, to play. And Jordan Poole has showed up, so it's not like he hasn't been playing bad or anything. What I love about Jordan Poole is he's very versatile. He's someone that is obviously really good at scoring and he's done very good at that, especially during this playoff run, but he's also a good playmaker, which I actually want to break down in some film. GP is going to inbound the ball over here to Kevon Looney, and as Draymond is going to get it, we see Jordan Poole is about to come off a screen. As Poole is coming to get the ball, we see some defenders that are trying to close in on him as he's a deadly shooter. If we stop right here, we can see that Jordan Poole could take a shot opportunity, however, he is a smart young player and he's not going to take that shot. Like I said, most players that are his age are going to take the shot even though it is contested, and there are multiple defenders that could close out on him. Even though Jordan Poole is one of the Warriors' best three-point shooters and he definitely could have made this shot, it is not smart to take this. And with Harden trying to close out, he gets it to Kevon Looney and Kevon Looney gets a wide open dunk. I think this is just one of the examples that really does show that Jordan Poole may be young, but he is someone that is very smart and that does fit in this Warriors lineup. Poole's going to come up with the ball right here and we have Nerlens Noel who's trying to close in on him. However, we see Kevon Looney cutting right here. Evan Fournier is a decent defender, but he's not going to stop Kevon Looney, who has a size advantage. Not to mention, Poole was able to put the ball in the perfect position for Kevon Looney to score. When it comes to the Warriors and you think about their offense, you probably think about a lot of shooting threes, and while that is definitely part of it, that is not the main part of the Warriors offense. What I find more impressive about the Golden State Warriors offense is what they do when they don't have the ball. Sure, any offense can jack up a bunch of threes, however, what are you doing when you don't have the basketball to make the offense moving? We have seen teams live and die by the three. For example, the 2018 Houston Rockets, who if they were making their threes, they were a deadly team. However, when they weren't making them, they were trash. To the casual fan, the Golden State Warriors are just a team that have a lot of star power and they also just happen to be really good at shooting. And while I think the Warriors are fantastic at shooting the basketball, it's not 2015 anymore. Almost every team is at least efficient when it comes to shooting. Back then, it was a surprise if a team took more than 20 threes in a game. However, nowadays, we got teams taking like 40 to 50 threes per game. When it comes to Jordan Poole, I would like to note that a lot of players on the Warriors, even coaches, have said that Jordan Poole is a mini version of Steph Curry. And while you might say that's crazy, let me just say this. It took Steph Curry his 7th season to finally get the recognition he deserved. He was finally considered the MVP and he was just going off in that time frame. So now if you look at Jordan Poole, he's only been in the league for 3 seasons and he's already at a point where you could say he's very successful right now. Something that people hate bringing up when they talk about comparisons is how long it took the other player to be successful. It took Steph 7 years to be successful, so how long will it take Jordan Poole? Jordan Poole is playing in the perfect situation situation in Golden State, he has an offense that is going to use his abilities. He also slowly became a #1 or #2 option for the Warriors. And if we're going to talk about Jordan Poole, we have to talk about his apprentice, Steph Curry. I mean, how many great things can I say about Steph Curry? He's the greatest shooter of all time, and this season in particular, he's had some up and downs, but he's still an amazing player. Now, while Steph Curry might be coming off the bench, do not get it twisted. When it comes to closing the game, Steph Curry is going to be in there. Again, there are so many things that have already been said about Steph Curry that I'm not even going to get into, or this video would just be me repeating things that me and hundreds of people have already said. Now, besides the big three in Golden State right now, I'd like to just mention that the Warriors have a lot of versatility on their team that honestly is not getting talked about as much as it really should be. Now, the Nuggets are not in a really good situation right now. They're down 2-0, which history does show when a team is down 2-0, they're most likely going to lose that series. I swear to God, if one of you in the comment section says anything about the Suns blowing a 2-0 lead in the finals, I'm going to beat the But seriously, all jokes aside, when it comes to these types of series, you're most likely not going to win it when you're down 2-0. Now, something we could also look at is that the Denver Nuggets are not that good, with all due respect. Nikola Jokic is good, but when they're shutting him down and he's not playing like an MVP, he's just being downgraded to an all-star. It also doesn't help that Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray are not going to be playing in this series for the second year in a row. Actually, Michael Porter Jr. did play last year, it just really didn't seem like it, judging by his performance. Now, I hate using the argument, oh, they're just playing against a really bad team, that's why they're successful. You cannot do anything as a team to control who you're going to play. You just have to play the team in front of you. So if the Warriors are only playing good because they're playing against a terrible Denver Nuggets team, then fine, let us all hype up the Warriors. But it's not like this hype isn't warranted, and I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, so you would think I would absolutely hate this team and try not to talk about them. As I may be a Suns fan, I am someone that also loves the game of basketball, and the Warriors are a textbook example of what NBA basketball should be played like. If we look at teams nowadays like the Suns, they're starting to kind of model their offense and constructing their rosters or running certain plays. The Warriors have been the gold standard of basketball. While they might only be winning because they're playing against a terrible Denver Nuggets team, when it comes to the next round when they either play the Timberwolves or the Grizzlies, I'm sure we're going to see a good series. Some people think the Grizzlies are going to beat the Warriors, but to be honest, if they were to play the Grizzlies, I would still have them in the Western Conference Finals. But something that I've learned about playoff basketball is that you cannot look too forward into the future. Warriors could play bad for the next 4 games and the Denver Nuggets could have something be lit off in them and they could just win the whole series. Or maybe an injury or something of that nature happen. However, with the Splash Cousins or the Warriors Big Three, however you want to word it, it is safe to say that this team should scare a lot of people. As a Suns fan, I said the whole year, I don't care about any team in the NBA except the Golden State Warriors. They're the only team that I am losing sleep over. I'm not saying they're going to pancake their way to the NBA Finals once again that easy. However, I'm telling you in retrospect, the team that I think would give the Suns the best challenge. And vice versa, to be honest. While this might only be the first round, God knows what's going to happen in future games. So who knows, maybe Jordan Poole was the final piece of the puzzle that the Warriors need to return back to glory.